Do you believe in aliens? Are there alien civilizations in the universe? Some vastly more advanced than we? It gives me chills, fevers my brain. There are at least 100 billion stars in our galaxy, the Milky Way, and 200 billion galaxies in the universe. There must be other intelligence out there, scientists assume. Why? There is nothing special about our sun or our Earth. But if there are so many alien civilizations, why not evidence? No artificial structures anywhere in the space. No communications. The great silence. That's the Fermi paradox, the hunting question asked by physicist Enrico Fermi. Alone, not alone, either way, changes us forever. And that was a quote from Robert Lawrence Kuhn from Closer to Truth, the science docu-series.
I'm Robert Lawrence Kuhn, and Closer to Truth is my journey to find out.
And that's from episode 305. Where are they, all those aliens? So last month I put out a question on Twitter asking people, do you believe in aliens? And I got almost 250 votes. And that's not bad for a small account like mine. There has been a general buzz permeating social media this year. People stuck inside for a year has had us online way too much. We're reading blog articles and watching videos that we don't usually explore. Not only that, but the recent satellite and rocket launches that Elon Musk has been doing almost every week, plus the Perseverance rover landing on the surface Mars, has piqued people's interest in aliens and UFOs, or the new popular term, UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. By the way, did you see those pictures that the rover took? And the video of it landing? They're amazing. Now we have our own UFOs on another planet. So that's pretty cool. My interest in aliens, UFO, and UAP phenomenons went into overdrive when the New York Times published their own famous, or their now famous, or infamous, article in 2017 that revealed that the U.S. government had funded and currently funds defense programs to investigate UAP encounters from Navy pilots and other military service people. I first wrote about UFOs on my blog on downculture.com. The blog post titled Unidentified Inside America's UFO Investigation Docuseries, which is on the History Channel, I believe. And another one titled A Message from Outer Space, which is inspired by the science fiction book Three Body Problem. Recently, like most UFO newbies, I found myself over at UFO Twitter. Now, I don't explore that hashtag that much, but I did find some interesting content creators, and I made my own UFO Twitter list. One podcast I recommend for UFO newbies like myself is called Post-Disclosure World, aka UFO Jesus. He's skeptical, but he leans towards the UAP phenomenon being extraterrestrial. I, on the other hand, am quite agnostic to the alien UFO UAP situation. It's entertainment for me. For example, I saw a video from Lex Friedman with guest Diana Walsh-Pasulka. She's a professor of philosophy and religion at UNCW and author of American Cosmic, UFOs, Religion, and Technology. I read most of her book, and it's interesting. In the book, she shares her story of meeting with a person who claims to have secret knowledge of aliens and UFOs from the famous Roswell incident back in the 1950s in New Mexico, USA. She remained skeptical but interested throughout the book. I did too. And she also makes a connection between UFOs, ufology, and pop culture, movies and TV, things like that. Now, I can't make a video about aliens and UFOs without mentioning Lou Elizondo. Luis Elizondo is the former director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP, the secretive Pentagon unit that studied UFOs. In the last year, Lou has been making the appearances on media everywhere, from CNN and Fox News to niche UFO podcasts that you've never heard of. Lou is getting the word out about UAPs, or unidentified aerial phenomena. Because of Lou's security clearance, he's allegedly been made aware of some extraordinary evidence, visual, audio, eyewitness, etc., of UAPs. I think this is how it works. 1. Military personnel observe an unidentified flying object, then they report it. 2. Intelligence officers and head of departments, like Department of Defense, CIA, Navy, etc., they get briefed, which are like small meetings in a closed dark room in an office building no one knows about. And they get briefed by other intelligence officers on the investigations into reports about UAP. 3. Those intelligence officers who were briefed in the meetings about UAPs leak that information to people like Lou Elizondo. 4. Then Lou Elizondo and others like him report to the public, at least what he's allowed to report regarding his NDAs, which are non-disclosure agreements, meaning there are some things he cannot talk about. Bummer. 5. Hopefully this will put pressure on the U.S. government to release the info they have about UAPs, and this is what they call disclosure. Also, citizen journalists make Freedom of Information Act requests to certain government agencies. That's in the U.S. Agencies like the Department of Defense. People ask for all kinds of documents regarding UFOs. According to the first page of Google, quote, if the information you want is not publicly available, you can submit a FOA request to the agency's FOA office. The request simply must be in writing and reasonably describe the records you seek, end quote. And that got me thinking, why aren't we all making FOA requests for like UAP stuff and any other kind of documentation? So we have people like Lou making public appearances and giving this topic media exposure, hopefully on the JRE podcast soon. And you also have citizen journalists making full requests regarding UFOs. In addition, in an American virus relief bill, buried under policy for funding for pandemic relief is a committee comment. Now, I'm not sure what that is, but, quote, the U.S. intelligence agencies have 180 days to share what they know about UFOs, thanks to the COVID-19 relief and spending bill, end quote. Now, I'm trying to wrap my head around all this. It can be confusing sometimes. There is actually even a riff and disagreement between the OGs and the young guns of the UFO niche community. It's fun for a newbie like me, though. Which brings me to this question. Do I believe in aliens? I'm not sure yet. Maybe the UFOs are from another country or even some rich billionaire. Who knows? But we are going to find out by summertime 2021 some of what the heck the U.S. government knows about UFOs. Now I throw that question out to you. Do you believe in aliens? What do you think they are? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. Thanks for listening. That was fun. Let's do it again sometime.